Hi, my name's Joanie Eisinger. Welcome to my channel. If you'd like to find out more about me, please go to my website, jonieswhitelighthealing.com, and you'll find out everything you need to know about Joanie Eisinger. If you're interested in scheduling a reading or a healing, please contact me through my website. I do Skype, Facebook video, FaceTime video, and phone sessions for folks who are not local to North Central New Jersey. You could find me on SoundCloud, where I put up songs that I've written and recorded, as well as covers that I've done, and I hope one day to make a CD. You could find me on Twitter and LinkedIn. You could find me on Facebook. Please like my fan page, Joanie's White Light Healing. And if you'd like to friend me, please tell me how you found me via Messenger, because I don't friend strangers. There are no timestamps on this video. Spirit knows who will be watching and when. So if you don't watch on June 5th, 2020, that's just fine. If things resonate, great. If they don't, I suggest putting things on the shelf until a later date, because you might have an aha moment some other time. I only bring in the highest of Christ light, meaning the ones that have achieved enlightenment, the highest vibrating souls around. They include archangels and angels, departed ones and guides, ascended masters, elementals, star beings, and consciousnesses. Joanie puts her Joanie aside, and she brings in, as a channel, a collective and also probably individual souls as well. I think they just take turns. I bring in councils, etc., etc. Enjoy the show, I say. So, I needed to talk about faith today, about believing in something that we cannot see, something that is stronger and more powerful and protecting us. So I'm calling this video Got Faith? And I believe that it's very, very important to consider having faith if you don't. And if you've had faith and it's wavering or you've lost it, I would strongly urge you to consider checking into it again and befriending it. So I'm going to go into religion, spirituality, and belief and faith and hope. So here we go. So I believe there is a continuum of beliefs. We have atheism, which is the belief that there is no higher power, there is no God, there is no source that might have an intelligence or a control over what's going on. There's no belief in the interconnectedness of everything. It's just we're here, we show up, it's evolution, we're born and we die, and it's done. And mind you, when I talk about this, there's no judgment. I'm just sharing here. I'm giving you my analysis, my truth of what I think this is about. Then after atheism, I believe would be called agnosticism, where you're not quite sure, where you're on the fence. And that's an interesting place to be, because it means that you haven't made a decision, or you've made the decision not to make a decision. Some people continue doing research all their lives regarding it, and they might say, well, I don't know. I'm done with this lifetime, and I just was never really sure. And other people, they delve in, they say, I don't know, and then they stop and they go on with their life. And the whole concept of belief is, it's just not investigated. Again, no judgment. So we're moving down the line regarding a person going from no faith to having faith. Then the next level, I believe, of awareness would be religiosity, when a person has a religion. So within that domain, we have people who are cafeteria style, where they pick and choose what they'd like to accept, believe, follow, practice, all the way over to fanaticism, where you would have a person who is a name caller and possibly involved in some type of a religious cult, where they're cutting ties with their friends and family. They're giving over a lot of their property and money and their earnings to that institution for the sake of a god. And then we've got everything in between. Oh yes, we also, in that cafeteria style, we have people who might go through the motions and have a belief, but they're not necessarily very connected with it, or they believe, but they don't practice so much. So they're all different types of people that have religion. And I believe that the religions that are love-based, I'm only going to be talking about love-based religions. Hang on one second, having my coffee. Of the love-based religions, I believe that aside from Buddhism, where there is not the belief that there is a God, there is self that keeps returning via incarnation. Of the other religions that are love-based, God is separate from you, and God knows better, and you are to follow a certain way in order to be saved, or in order to be a good soul, and you will be rewarded. Okay. Then after religiosity would be unity consciousness, which is leaving religion and concluding or embracing the concept that all is one, that we are all connected, all souls, seen and unseen. So air specks, lint balls, the desk, the plant, the person, the bunny, the robot, everything is part of a collective that is the infinite intelligence known as the I Am Presence, Source, Spirit, Creator, Mother, Father, God. I could go on. God. A lot of times people feel that God is a religious term, whereas people who are of unity consciousness might use the term God, but might use that as the term to describe the collective. So I embrace unity consciousness. I used to be a religious Reformed Jew by birth, and I was a devout Reformed Jew. I was the president of my youth group. I was in the choir, and I tutored Hebrew when I was in middle school, and I was really into it, and I loved it. I always believed in God that was separate from me. I always believed that I was protected. I did have fear. I thought that if I didn't do the right thing, I could be smitten at any moment. So I embraced that concept of a wrathful God and a loving God, that it had two sides, two faces. And I went to services every Friday night. I practiced most of the holidays. I wasn't kosher. I ate in a kosher kitchen in college because the regular dining food got me sick. So I learned about kashrut, the practice of being kosher, but I didn't adopt that practice. Anyway, to fast forward, I became gifted with abilities around 2003, 4, 5. I'm having a hot flash, so you're going to see me on Facebook, YouTube with having a hot flash. It's pretty funny. I have faith that one day hot flashes will stop. I became gifted with abilities, and then everything changed. And I started channeling departed ones and pets. And that's what's called a soothsayer, or participating in necromancy. And my religion in Leviticus, God saith that's a bad thing. So I cried, and I knew that I wasn't doing anything wrong because I was being blessed with the rapture by the other side. The departed ones were opening my heart so wide, and the joy from the other side was so huge, I thought I was going to drop dead, that my body would not be able to handle the level of joy that I was receiving. I would bawl and cry like a whale with joy as a thank you. So I knew I wasn't sinning, and I did not believe I was bringing in demons. The person that I was channeling for would cry and thank me, and then they would be able to move forward in their life because they knew that their departed one or pet was okay. So I went to my rabbi and I outed myself, and it didn't work out well at all. And a month later, I left religion, and I was ordained as a reverend in a spiritual church in title only. So faith and spirituality. The reason why I talk about this is, again, these are times that try men's souls. And a lot of people are losing it, and people are despairing, and they're afraid. And I know that we have not been forsaken. My faith, if it wasn't deep to begin with, it's so deep I cannot convey to you how deep my faith is. I had a paper that I put on my refrigerator that said, Adonai li v'lo ira. And I don't remember where it comes from because that's packed away. But I believe the translation is, I am with you. Do not fear, for I am with you. And I've always felt that. So now I do not feel that I am separate from a God. I believe we are all God sparks. We are all part of this infinite intelligence that's ever expanding, called Creator, Spirit, Source, the I Am, Presence, Mother, Father, God. Faith. People are losing faith. People, they say, how could it be that such evil things are happening now? How could it be that there would be a God that would let such evil things happen? How could there be a God that would let good people die? Where is God? I do not feel him. I do not feel it. I do not want to live. My leaders have let me down, and I am destroyed. Many, many people around the world are losing faith or have lost faith. And I'm just Joanie. I just show up, and I am here to share my heart, knowing my belief that we are moving through a turbulent time, and the outcome will be tremendous. If you believe that it's possible to create a new earth, a new perceived reality, I don't even know if perceived reality is a word, a new reality, hold on. I suggest you hold on longer. What keeps me going, and it might not keep you going because you might not be able to do some of these stupid human tricks like I do. I bring in star language. So when I do that, and there are several friends now that are here, and they just are going crazy. They love this shit right now. I'm Arcturian. I speak Pleiadian. I speak Syrian. Otondas into Atariat. Anoria, Sindot, Enad, Endot, Sint, Ent, Hern Aniados, in Idiot, Neodariat, in Idiot, Sintat, Yat, Hadiada. So, where the hell did that come from? I didn't believe in any of this, and this is what's going on with me. I channel. I do healings where people feel it remotely. How's that possible? I see miracles. Miracles happen to me. They happen to my family members. They happen to my friends. Synchronicities. There are no coincidences. How does that happen? Open your eyes. Open your heart. Open your mind. They're right there. The unseen support system, the beloveds, they're with us. They have never been separated from us. They know what's going on here on earth. They watch and support. We have to do our part, but they are assisting. We are not alone. We never have been. So when we join hearts with faith and hope and strength, that boosts us. That makes us stronger as a collective. It is exponential. It is not 1 + 1 is 2. Throw in the other side, it's boomtown. And we've got this. We are unified as a collective. Here on earth, in a physical body, and discarnate in the higher realms of love. You get to choose where you are on the continuum. If you don't believe anything, I pray one day you do. No judgment. And for the agnostic, ask for a miracle. Ask for clarity. For the one that is religious, pray. Open your heart and pray. Call to those that you offer supplication to and pray. It works and it feels great. Your words are heard. Are prayers answered? It matters on whether it's for your highest good and the highest good of all. Not necessarily, but the notes have been taken. And for those of you who are fanatical and judgmental in your religiosity, what would Jesus say? Fanatical in any religion that spouts that it is the only way to salvation, well, I do believe that there are good people who are not following in the footsteps of your path, and they are learning and growing, and they are beautiful, wise souls who are redeemed. Maybe you could reconsider that those souls, despite their not knowing the tenets of your faith, that they hold something that is so true and blessed to them that they will rejoice when they learn truth as well. And maybe you will find that you are holding hands with them in peace and unity when truth is revealed. For those of you who question the reality of love, ask for any dark energies to be removed from you. You might be having difficulty finding love and seeing love, interior and exterior, because you might have negativity within and it needs to be excised. The unity consciousness, folks, no judgment. No judgment. We are all exactly where we are to be. We are one. We are learning and growing at different paces. We're at different spiritually developed levels. And I say to folks who are frustrated about others who don't get it, I say, if someone's in kindergarten and you're in 8th grade, how do you expect them to be in 8th grade if they're in kindergarten? And who are you to judge? Why are you leveling up? Who are you? What is your impatience? Is there a time limit? Do we have a timer on growth, on spiritual growth? No. If your vibration is lower, do what you can to raise it. If your vibration is higher, do what you can to sustain it. Faith is tested now. It is surreal, and we can feel very floaty, and we can disconnect from earth by not being grounded, and we can disconnect from source or from our faith, from the belief in other, if we get too wound up and afraid and despairing, which is also part of fear. Do what you can to wrap yourself back into a cocoon. Take care of yourself. If you have had a religious object that you removed from yourself, you might want to put it back on or put it near you. If you've had some blessed person that you've spoken with that's lifted your spirit, contact them. If you need to read literature that will boost you, it will be blessed for you to do so. I am hearing the music. These are the days to remember. These are the days to remember. So we've got that. Don't forget who you are, why you're here. And if you don't know why you're here, ask them to deliver an answer to you pretty darn soon. You're very important here. So find the faith, restore the faith, deepen the faith. If you've lost faith, if you've questioned faith, if you've never had faith, it's that 5-letter F word. Bless you on your journey. I offer you courage and wisdom, and watch for the miracles. You take care, y'all.